So I just got this in the mail, and I thought we might sit down for another catalog review in the project. Okay, so and I'm laughing because I've done them in the past, and man, some of them create quite a furor in the industry. I don't know why. They do. So if I say I like a knife, awesome. Everyone's pretty much happy with that. But if I say I don't like a knife, oh, end of the world. I mean, seriously, I've heard from the manufacturers like, oh, I can't believe you didn't like that knife. You're going to kill our sales. Yeah, they've told me that personally. And I was like, dude, sorry, I just got to keep it real. You know, I represent my audience. I represent their money spending, the consumer reports of the knife industry, at least for the knife aspect of TMP. But I'll tell you this, and I'm really not telling guys who've watched my KRVs for years. Spyderco, one of my all-time favorite brands. Hands down. We'll see as we go along. Let's jump into it. I don't know how long this is going to be. I mean, look at this catalog, dudes. It's like the Sears and Roebuck catalog in the 70s. I used to sit down with that and look at all their G.I. Joe equipment. I did. I was like, dude, I want that parachute thing right there. Dad would usually get it for me if, if I worked for it and stuff. Stupid story. Spyderco's catalogs are so excellent. They are. And this is just a little marketing aside. Marketing is very, very important for every product. Whether you're talking a knife, a gun, LBE, what you're doing is positioning it in the consumer's minds, and you're giving it and imbuing it with that second cool thing that I've always talked about. Spyderco does it. Cold Steel's very good at it. Benchmade does it. All the big names are pretty good at it. Kershaw kind of does it. But if you want to see how to do it the right way, look to Cold Steel and Spyderco. Those guys, they are like tournament level marketeers. Like this is, talking about the knife. Guys look at it and they start, their heart starts beating faster. Knife guys, they just do. So this is their 40th anniversary catalog, obviously. And I'm not going to go super slow on this. A lot of this stuff we talked about, like the Police 3. Oh, I love that knife. It's still being made out of VG10. I would like to see the Police 3 maybe one day come out in a different steel. ZDP 189, for instance. I don't like the stainless steel handled one. In fact, pretty much all stainless steel knives, I'm talking handled versions, I'm really down on. It's kind of a cost-cutting thing. Yeah, they're strong. Yeah, they're thin, but dang, are they heavy to carry. And speaking from my own experience, I just don't carry them. I've sold them all, pretty much. Any stainless steel knife, either I've thrown it in the garbage, given it away, or sold it. The Enduros, we've talked so much about those. Really glad the colors are still going. Though my favorite Enduro right now is the ZDP 189. It does last better than the VG10. I sharpen my VG10 stuff a lot. And you'll see later in the catalog, and it's my EDC for today, the HAP 40 is another steel. You might wonder, hey, is it like, head and shoulders? Let's say the ZDP 189 versus the VG10, just for giggles. Is it like light years away in wearability? Not in my experience. I mean, kind of surprisingly, I'm like, oh, ZDP 189. Guys have told me, oh, it's going to last and last. In my cutting, cardboard cutting, rope, opening a lot of packages, it dulls. I have to sharpen it probably once a week if I want a wicked edge under heavy use. Not a big Damascus guy, sorry. But a lot of guys are, and it's a collectability thing. So they like the collectability. There's an Enduro 4 in stainless steel. We kind of talked about that. Delica 4, all-time fave. The Emerson opening, Delica, and the Enduro for that matter. I reviewed those separately. I love them so much. In my gear checks, I don't see a lot of guys running the combo Spidey Edge. I don't see that. I know a couple guys like it. That's my heater, by the way. Wanting to tip over. Perfect. I did meet a guy the other day, and he liked the combo edge, but it wasn't a Spyderco. He was talking about Microtech. And every manufacturer has its own way of doing serrations. My favorite serrations are probably CRKT VEF. The straight and the angled. Those are sick. Love those serrations. Beautiful colors for the Enduro 4. Stainless. Yeah. Matriarch. This is civilian. Matriarch with opener. I mean, these are fighting blades. Hook bill blades, whatever you want to call them. Karambits. I think in that philosophy of use, they're wicked. Wicked. Cold Steel makes some really excellent ones too. I've never carried one. Not because I don't believe in their fighting capability, and I'm not a knife fighter. I'm not a martial arts dude, never will be. I don't have time. I'll practice with a gun a lot. Weapon of choice. Knife secondary, but nah. And the reason I'm not stoked on carrying these, and I've said it before, is because, you know, number one, do I want to take that out in front of a bunch of people and open up a package? I'm not super worried about sheeple. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't want to attract tension, generally. And then also, I just don't think it's a good blade shape for the utility task. I'd rather have something that has belly on it. You know, just because it's here on the table from another review, here's a Benchmade Nim Cub. Now that is a beautiful utility shape. It's a standard, you know, kind of buoy modified clip design. That's all I'm saying. So I'll probably never review those ever, or those, or that one. The Native. I don't know if I've done a separate review on the Native. I don't really remember. This one's beautiful, the fluted titanium. Once again, we'll see though that titanium does not necessarily mean that it's super lightweight. They're listing a 4.2 ounce weight. And that's in there. It always cracks me up. Titanium, you'd think it'd be super light, but a lot of titanium knives are actually quite solid feeling. Standard Native here. I am excited about this one. You might see me review this one. The Native 5 in CPM 110. That is a win, because that's going to adopt the Manix translucent platform. Oh, I love that one. And what's this weigh? It's going to be super, super light. 2.5 ounces is the listed weight on both of these. So these are using those polycarbonate handles, if I'm not mistaken, with no liners. Yeah, lockback, so they are different than the other one we'll look at here in a second. See, I don't like that serration right there. Do you guys like that? And I think I started my thought. I don't know if I finished it. These don't sell as much. I mean, I've talked to the retailers and people that have been associated with TMP. They're like, yeah, we're selling about 1 serrated for every 10 plain edge. Subject to change. Native black combo edge there. Couple cool colors. That one's cool. This actually looks purple in the catalog, but they're listing it as dark blue, so it might look different in real life. I would be more excited about it in dark blue. Listed weight on that is 3.7. That's about what I'd expect. Great lady knife here if they like pink. It's all lightweight, and that one's going to be the same as weight before. That's really cool. I'd even carry that one, actually. It's kind of cool. Pink knife. That's hilarious. It's funny how pink has kind of gone on the wayside. You remember like 7 years ago, pink used to be the in color. Yeah, even PFI dude was always wearing pink. I don't ever see him wearing pink anymore. Hey, where's your pink hat? I don't know. See, I don't do trends. You know, if there's a trend, I just buck it. I don't like it. I like traditional, long-standing, tested, tried and true. Military model. I sold mine, by the way. It was this one right here. TMPer bought it. Occasionally, if you go to our web store, where these patches are, by the way, shameless plug, promotion, cool brown, you'll see us sell the blades. We cycle them out, and then we get money, and I buy them, usually through Amazon. I just get some more. And they either serve as cast members, or we keep them for a while, carry them for a while, put some wear on them, and sell them. Probably just like you do. Most knife guys are that way. They're cycling. Maybe they get tired of a knife, whatever. I really like this blue military. My beef with the military, and this was reviewed like in 2008, I think, the military, is you can't reposition the clip. It's tip down only. It carries high. And that's about the end of complaints. I think everything else is cool. It's only 4.5 ounces, though, and it has a 4-inch blade. So that's a big knife, a lightweight big knife, the military. There it is in some different colorations. Paramilitary. Oh, dude. Why are you more excited about that one? Nothing. It also has some of the same issues. Well, not really. One, the clip is repositionable to 4 corners, right? Has perfect jimping. Well, the military did too. And it's smaller. And a smaller knife is just more useful for the tasks I do. You know, I generally I'll do a layered carry with a tactical blade and EDC blade, like I've talked about. The paramilitary, like I said in my EDC combos that I love, fills both roles. So you can actually carry this knife and it does everything. But the blade length is 3.4 inches. That's a really good EDC size. Maybe a little bit on the bigger size for EDCN, but that's just me. One thing I've noticed about my my paramilitaries, maybe you see this too, is that compression lock will pop your finger. So when you pop it out, it'll pinch right here, your fat. Wah! It hurt me. I'm just kidding. It's just a minor thing, but it is. Oh, and they have some really cool colors, as we'll see. I mean, that's just the tried and true colors that we've seen. Mannix 2. In the standard configuration, I'm not a super fan. It's heavy at 5.2 ounces. There's your standard colors. And like I mentioned, the translucent, this is the one I was referring to. Love it, love it, love it. It's in BD1 steel, and that's a good steel. It's okay. It's coming out in different steels, though. This isn't a lightweight version, but this is CPM 110. And you see what I wrote here? Best. Buy it now. 2.9 ounces, S110. Damn, son. I'm totally getting that knife when it comes out. And a lot of these knives have not come out yet. So you'll look at it and go, oh man, where is it? Where is it? Well, Spidey's just releasing it and say, hey, throughout the 2015 year, you'll see these eventually. You know, they'll come out eventually. They're doing pretty good. I mean, when I cracked this catalog and I saw the new versions, I give them a double thumbs up. Spyderco. And I've criticized them in the past. I was like, this isn't really exciting to me as a Spyderco fan. Not this year. I'm seeing, granted, there are variations on tried and proven designs, but maybe it's just because I love those designs so much. Like this one, the Mannix 2 Lightweight. Really cool. I have 2 of these. I wouldn't mind having them black, but I really love the translucent blue. This will be my next one. I'll probably buy a couple of those. Those are cool. 2.9 ounces with a better steel. Not translucent, but dang, son, that's a great knife. Great, Eric did a great job on designing that. Mannix 2 XL. I don't think I reviewed that one. 5.2 ounces. That's actually a pretty good weight for the size of blade it is. I don't like this curving back here. I just don't. Call me crazy. I don't know if I'll review that one ever. Stretch 2 and ZDP 189. That's awesome. I love the Stretch. It's kind of a goofy looking knife. Kind of like the Centofonte 3, but it's a really functional blade, and anyone who's cut and used it and EDC'd it will know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's highly underrated. I tried to make it more popular with a review many years ago, and it didn't work. Nobody buys the Stretch. I shouldn't say nobody, because if nobody bought it, it would have been discontinued. They don't carry a blade if it doesn't make them money. They're carrying it. It's cool. I really like that one. It is going to be heavier, 4.4 versus 3.2 ounces, both wearing ZDP 189, which is a good steel. Dragonfly, reviewed it. This is my favorite one. They have the ZDP 189. Here it is right here. These are actually neck and neck. I love the orange on that one. I like the steel better on that one versus VG10 these days. And then the black, it's okay. The G10, I wouldn't recommend, nor would I recommend the stainless. What? Well, I shouldn't say I wouldn't recommend it. It's just, this configuration is going to just add more weight. It's going to be stainless steel liners, G10 on the top. It's a Dragonfly, though. It doesn't weigh anything anyhow. It's just me. Ladybug 3. See ya. Let's see. Man-Bug. I actually looked at the Man-Bug and researched, and I go, man, is this a knife I would carry? No, it really isn't. And the reason is because, or the Ladybug for that matter, I'd do this. I'd do a Dragonfly, dude. Why would I mess around? And I'm just staying within the Spyderco line. I could give you 1,000 other knives I'd carry along the same lines, but we're sticking with Spyderco now. I just wouldn't, nor have I. Good gift knife, though. Man-Bug, Ladybug knives, they're relatively affordable. I'll put links in the bottom on some of these. Rescue knives. One thing I love that they did, and there's a picture of it. Yeah, somewhere here. Is there a whale rescue knife? That's cool. I think I talked about this earlier in a catalog review, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. These are specialty knives designed for specialty cutting. I think in that role, they're great, you know, and these serrations make a lot more sense in that role. Sheep's foot blade, they won't injure the person cutting a seat belt. I bought a bunch of rescue blades, not just Spyderco ones, but other ones when I first kicked off TMP, thinking I would start carrying them and integrating them into my systems. I don't, because they're such a specialized cutting tool, and I'm not an EMT, I'm not a paramedic, I'm not a first responder usually, so I don't have a need for it. See, look at that cool photo right there, dudes. The Salt series. I actually love H1 steel. I've used it a lot at this point, and I think it's a lot better than people lead on to. I mean, it holds a pretty good edge. It's a nitrogen-based steel, and it's pretty much rust-proof, as are all the fittings on these knives. I have several Pacific salts, several aqua salts. I reviewed, I think, pretty much all of them. There's a couple hook blade, hawk build blades if you're into that. Now here, it's not really a defensive knife. This is more of a yachting design where they're cutting ropes and they want to accelerate the cut as it comes to this portion. So it's the same kind of blade design, but a different purpose. It's a yachting design, and it's very popular with that crew. I actually kind of like that one, the Tasman. That's cool. It would be a good wicked pseudo Karambat. Dragonfly 2 in H1. That's sick. I really like that yellow handle. I'd love to have one of those. Ladybugs, those are too small for me. Snap It. I looked at that one and I was like, that's an interesting thing. So it snaps onto your gear, and then when the blade opens, it lines up with, I guess I should zoom in for you a little bit. It lines up with the Spidey hole. Cool. Would I ever use it? Nope. Nope, I wouldn't. I shouldn't say never. It might be a good BC knife, you know, as a diver, so you clip it onto your BC. That actually would be a great philosophy of use for that. There's an Assist Salt, Atlantic Salt. I don't know if I reviewed that one. I don't think I did. Speaking of yachting knives, here's a Specialized yachting knife. At least that's what I'm looking at. I didn't read it. It's to produce a high-performance mariner's tool. Yep. So they have the hook for undoing lines. Yep. And they have a blade. What's the steel on that one? I don't even know. I can't even see it. You guys are probably looking at it. Whatever. I bet you that's going to be an expensive steel. I bet you that's going to be an expensive knife, though. Bet you. Oh, there's a steel. I don't even know what that is. LC200N. High nitrogen, extremely corrosion resistant alloy. Backed up by a titanium handle and Reeve integral lock. Fixed salt blade, aqua salt. I just mentioned that. I did review that one. This one's cool. The Arc. So let's look at the weight. It is going to be a whopping 2 ounces. Oh! Now, bracketed review. I just talked about this one. This is kind of the same design, and this is a Cold Steel Mini Tack from circa 2007. 3.7 ounces. So it's going to be heavier, but I don't know if they say overall weight. Dude, if that's overall weight, that's pretty impressive. But let's see how the blade length, 2.5. Okay, so this is going to be a bigger knife. Still, I love it though. It's a cool knife, the Arc. And that's running H1 steel too. Now this, if we're talking philosophy of use application, this would be something in specialized applications I would run on the neck. A river runner, for instance. You don't have to worry about it rusting. I'm assuming the chain is rust proof as well. Maybe it's not. And the blade obviously is rust proof. You have your blade on you all the time. I have ran whitewater before. I have strapped on various knives on my flotation device, and I felt pretty cool when I did it. Just telling you, pretty cool. There's that whale rescue blade. That's cool. I'd love to just dive in and cut that whale free. Born free. Okay, I'll save you my singing. Enough salt. Jumpmaster. They're producing a lot of these, you know, kind of rescue style designs. I don't think they'd be doing it unless a lot of people are buying them. Maybe I'm wrong. There's another one. These are both the same. These are all the same style of blade shapes. And let's see. These are automatic blades. That's what I was making sure of. Yep. Dudes, who amongst you scored that Citadel? Remember when I reviewed that a couple years back? Blade HQ had those. Blew them out. Oh, they were like cheap. I bought one. So cool. Value folders. The Chicago. Haven't reviewed it. Don't know if I will. The Cat. I think I reviewed that. They're all pretty much the same knife. Very similar blade shapes. Very similar, actually identical construction to include the resilience, persistence, ambitious, tenacious. A lot of which I started the knife show with. I mean, the tenacious, for instance. I mean, I did a review on that, and I mean, guys loved it. They just went out and bought a bazillion of them. Tenacious is still such a good knife. I really like this black one, by the way. Black clip. Black blade. You know what steals it? Tried and proven HCR 13, man. Great steel, rust on you, but man, does it take a great edge. It's a high value, actually pretty excellent performing Chinese steel, in my opinion. You get a lot of steel with HCR. One thing I was going to tell you, I did try putting different clips on these Spydercos. I went out and bought some from a company, and I put them on, and a lot of the Spydercos it just didn't work with. The screws didn't match up. Then when I machined it with a Dremel, made them match up, there were just interferences. They didn't come out of the pocket. I didn't really try the Resilience Ambitious line though. Look at that cool graphic. That's kind of cool. The Brand Perella Mamba. I bet that thing, you know what that screams to me? Heavy. 6.5 ounces, yep. And it's a more or less 3.75 inch blade. I said maybe that's for review. And I've seen a lot of Bren designs, and they're cool. They're that organic, flowing, kind of fighting knife style. I'm kind of lukewarm on it for now, subject to change. You know, if I hold it and go, oh wow, that's really cool. I would never buy one. I'm sure it's going to be very expensive. It's cool though. That's S30V. Good steel. I think it's funny, guys. Oh, it's not S90, it's not S110. I don't want it. Well, how much cutting do you do, dude? Brad Southard, man, I love that dude. Had a great time visiting with him. This is the first knife I reviewed of his. That's why it's got a little check mark. I was going to check them all, but I was like, oh, I've reviewed too many of these. I'll be checking boxes all night long. And I had some criticisms on it. I told Brad straight up. I mean, you know, that's how I kind of feel like online criticism. I mean, if I can't say it, you can't say it directly to a person. You're not man enough to say it, then don't say it. Whether it's in an internet comment beneath a video, whether it's in a forum, whether it's in this or that. I mean, if you can't say it to the dude face to face, don't say it. I told Brad, I was like, hey, this is what I'd like to see changed on this design. And, well, heck, I'll show you here because I'm going to review it tonight. There's that heater again. He did, by the way. And man, did he get it right. Oh my gosh. This, you know, here it is right here. I have it in person. It is the Positron. Boom. Oh my gosh, Brad. Home run, dude. Home run. So, look at, I'm not going to do a mini review here, but pretty much all the things I didn't like, maybe not cost. It's still going to be an expensive knife. The Southard folder, the Positron gets right. It's going to be a HOF EDC blade. It's going to be a huge runaway bestseller. This video will definitely help for Spyderco, for Brad. It's just excellent. Well done, Brad. It's super lightweight. It's classy, deep carry, elegant, superb materials. It is made in Taiwan. A lot of these knives are just the way it is. This one was too heavy for me, though, and it was too expensive for me. But there's my freaking heater. No, I'm not getting ready to catch on fire, in case you're wondering, but thank you. I like this coloration. I like that one. I said that in the review. A lot of guys love this knife, though, and there's guys that have done modifications on their Southard, just like I said in the review. Rubicon, just reviewed that. I kind of have a mediocre likability on that. Sorry, just how it is. We just talked about the Positron. Oh, we get in some really HOF blades. Domino, Dice, really cool blades. I reviewed both of those. These are new, or they will be new when they come out, and I'm really loving them. This is kind of what I was talking about, my excitement level. First up, this is going to feature a Particle Metallurgy M4 tool steel, which everyone raves about. It's kind of a variation on some other themes we've seen. I mean, Tactical Doodle, my son, he goes, why do you love Spyderco so much? They're all basically the same knife. They have a big hole, a very similar leaf blade shape. Their handles are very similarly shaped. And I go, I know. You're right. I don't know. I just like it. I just do. This looks like a Southard folder right here, doesn't it? I mean, if you were to look at that one and that one, same very similar design. I'm trying to see who designed that one. Mantra 2 is what that one's called. But I like that too. You see I put excellent and excellent on that. So they're using that CPM M4. These look like total wins. It just really depends on what they come out as price-wise. I'm sure they're going to be expensive. I mean, if they're like $200, I don't know. I just don't know if I'd do that. There's so many other great knives at that price point, but I really like the knives, as I do this one. Another big win, C199, and by the way, those were the C202, C203, Mantra 2, and Mantra. Look at this, Fred Flintstone special. The Nirvana. That's a C199. I wrote cool, and then I also wrote Sebenza-like. I mean, I look at the knife and it kind of screams Sebenza, and the Sebenza is a really awesome blade. The thing, my only criticism on the Sebenzas is price. It's just really, really expensive. If this is like a $200 knife, man, I'd be like raving about it. We'll see what this comes out at. Maybe the price is out. I didn't really look. 4.8 ounces, so that's right around with Sebenza weight. And the handle treatment on the Nirvana is going to be super sick. It's that chunky I just love milling like that. And it's going to be a chunk of probably I'm trying to think of the titanium. That titanium aluminum mix. They all use it. 4ALV, whatever it is. It's going to use a Reeve integral lock. This is a frame lock. And I just talked about in a review that, another cool picture here. The frame locks are cool, but I don't think they're ultimately strong. They're not. Cold Steel has a video out, actually, which I just saw the other day. And they are beating on a Sebenza, Speak of the Devil. So a knife very similar to this against one of their triad lock blades. I think it was the Code 4, which I love. It's a Hall of Fame blade in TMP, and guess which one? And there's no trickery. I mean, it just dominated the Reeve integral lock. It just, sorry, it's just the way it was. I still like them. If I need to whack on something hard, I don't use a fixed blade. A folding knife. I use a fixed blade. This is a cool knife, though. Winner of Blade Magazine's prestigious Imported Knife of the Year award, the Nirvana. I think that will sell well. I really do. Nice flats for sharpening. I'm trying to see. It looks like it has a steel insert on there as well. They don't have a stabilizer disc on it that I can see, though. The tie stick or Teague stick. I'm sorry, I should know how to pronounce that dude's name. The C198. C194 Myrtle. I don't know, man. I don't know. C149 Volatin Subhilt. That is kind of the Spanish influenced design that I see, and I've been wanting to get one. I don't want to buy it. I just want to loan it and review it. I really like the knife, actually. I think it's a cool defensive blade. That's its calling in life, the C149 Volatin. Man, what's the weight on it? I know it's heavy. 6.2. That's relatively heavy. Bradley Folder 2. We've seen that. That's a nice knife. We talked to him, actually, at the show. C158 Techno. The Slish. I think that's how you say it. I always forget. Cool. The Square Head. C193. No, I won't review that. The Lion Spy. I love line steel blades. They're so cool. We had a special edition TMP line steel come out in aluminum, and man, that sold well, and it's a beautiful knife. This has very similar construction to it, except they're running G10 on one side, aluminum frame lock on the other, with a steel insert for the lockup on the C181. C77 Rock. Nope. C168 Battle Station. Introvert. This is just my preference. I mean, I'm just like, they just don't connect to me. Because will these be, here's what I asked myself, will these be around in 10 years? Let's go back in the catalog. I mean, how long have these knives been around? A long time. A long time. Will these? We'll see. We'll see. I don't think they will. That's just me. C197 Wolf Spider. This is kind of a cool knife. It's kind of a folding bushcraft knife design, I think. The weight on it is 2.7. That can't be right. 2.7? Maybe it is. It's a 3-inch blade length. Make sure I'm telling you right. I said it's a bushcraft knife. Probably not. It's just whatever. A Scandinavian style. Well, it is. There it is. Ray Mears bushcraft. Yeah. So and a lot of this copy I haven't even read yet. I'm just going cold turkey because it makes it for a more honest, straight up review. That's an interesting design. It's cool. You know, would I buy it? I don't know. Reviewed these. Slish Bowie. K2, reviewed both those. Both great knives. Loved them. Tatanka, I reviewed that. That's a big fighting knife that competes against Cold Steel's large knives and does so pretty well, actually. The Birch Chubby. I don't think so. Seza Bohawk. No. Sabu Folder. And I'm sure some of you guys are just totally enamored with some of these knives. I'm kind of just fast forwarding through. But I'm sorry, man. Guys tune in to see my preferences. I give them that. No apologies. These are cool. I think this is, kind of gets into the martial arts blades, and then you have a trainer blade. There's certain techniques you fight with. I'm sure guys totally dig that. Like I said, I'm not a knife fighter, dude. Ojimbo! I think this is a popular knife for Spyderco. I really do. I've heard a lot of guys talking about it. The C85. Same for the C170. Might be around. The Janasong, not sold in the United States. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Shimp Bowie C190. I love that knife. The Hungarian folder. Haven't reviewed it. It's cool. I have held it and looked at it. It's cool. The thickness of the handle and carry, it'd be a concern of mine, but I still could totally love it. So I'm open-minded on that one. I totally am. Most of these I'm open-minded. There's just a couple I'm like, no, definitely not. This is a Scandinavian influence design. Could be cool, I wrote. C164 Nalaka finish design. S30V Scandi grind. Folder. So that's cool. No guards. I actually think I would like that one. In fact, I think I would really like it. Let's see what's the weight listed. 4.9. Let's see, C204 Patata. Lacuna Patata. Just thought I'd say that. I love the wire clips, man. This is a deep carry clip too. Both of them are. That's N690. That's a really cool steel, by the way. N690. Fine grained, very stainless. Let's see, a Patata is a traditional folding knife of Sardinia, an autonomous region of Italy. Blah, blah, blah. N690 stainless steel. Full flat grind. I like that. Superior edge geometry. Scales gracefully curved handle are painstakingly 3D machined out of G10 and buffed to a high sheen by Ewoks. I made that last part up since Star Wars is coming out. Just kidding. C205 Little that's a cool knife. Kind of a Japanese influenced knife. Well, Chinese, I should say. Chinese folder. Flat ground. That's a cool knife. I like it. Varango C201 Vrongo. I'd have to see it. It's not connecting to me on paper. Sage. Oh, I love the Sage series. Reviewed multiple times. Oh, the C123s are just awesome. Comes in all different flavors. There's some new ones coming out. Chaparral Titanium, so that's a different treatment. CF. These are going to be super expensive. Probably limited in production. Step Titanium. These are collectible knives, Guys collect them. There's a Centofonte 3. That's hanging on. That's one of the best, all-time best EDC knives ever produced. It weighs 1.9 ounces, y'all. Wow. 1.9 ounces? Ugh, I love the Centofonte 3. I really, really love it. It's a good backpacking blade, too, since it weighs nothing. The Kiwi C178. C184 Firefly Cali 3.5. Oh, I love that knife. That's really cool. And that's in ZDP 189. This will be a really good seller for Spyderco. And a lot of these could be, what do I know? Just an idiot YouTuber. C160 Foundry. I actually like that knife. I think it has a stainless handle on it. Yeah, 5.4, that's a stainless handle. So, yeah, precision machine from 465 stainless. Ugh. It's what I said, dudes. I just cannot wrap my mind around stainless no more. I really like that handle right there. Kind of looks like Spider-Man. Here's a couple of your sprint runs. Quick look-see right there. And various steel. So HAP 40 coming out and Dragonfly 2 stretch. This one is my ADC today. It's a HAP 40 Endura. Well, I've been happy with the steel. Not a miracle steel by any means, though. Non-locking knives, quick look, and I mean quick. Oh, that Pitts is cool looking. Look at that thing. I must have missed this page. C192. What's the weight on that? Pitts, 3.4 ounces. N690, that's a European steel. Makes me wonder if it's being built in Europe. It probably is. Deep carry clip. This is Mike Reed's popular non-locking folder. That is a cool knife. I like that. The Pitts folder. I like the looks of it. I like the style. I like the color. That would be a good seller for those guys. Urban lightweight. I like that one. UK penknife. I've reviewed those before, and these are in various handle treatments and colors. Same with that one. Just slip joint knives. Super quick. Hey, we might be wrapping it up. Spidey K lightweight. Okay, still a slip joint. I like that one. C190, C179. You guys in Europe or in jurisdictions you can't have locking blades. I like that one. Great EC blade. The Pingo lightweight. I like that one too. I love the utility shape of that blade. C167 friction folder. Let me guess. It deploys coming out of the sheath. Rests against the stop. Pressure on the lever rotates the blade into the open position where it rests against the stop pin. Gripping the handle holds the lever firmly in place and stabilizes it. during cutting chores, consistent with the traditional character. The friction folder itself is clipless, but comes in open top leather pouch that does include a pocket clip. Okay. Anyways, oh, I love these knives. South Fork I reviewed. This is Phil Wilson. Great dude. Met him in person. Kind of a friend. Actually, he doesn't know who I am. He does know kind of who I am, but not really. I say, Phil, what's up? He go, who? Who are you? Stalker. FB37 though. This is going to be a slender version of the South Fork, and man, I love that one too. Love it. S90 on that. Full flat ground, and it weighs nothing. This sprig right here, FB37, listed weight is 4.1 ounces. Wow. Perfect sheaths with a Bolteron G-clips on them. Just really, really great woods knives. I mean, these are some of the best woods knives, in my opinion, that Spyderco's ever done. The South Fork and the Sprig. They're lightweight. They're expensive, and I still have my South Fork. I'm not planning on selling it just because I just love it so much. Perfect handles, no hot spots. Proficient FB36. That is going to be a comfortable handle. Both of these are. These are going to be that kind of hand-filling, no hot spots, extended use bushcraft application. There's a bushcraft here, Scandi grind. That's what they prefer. S90. I like this one. I like this flat ground one. That would be a great camp knife. Let's see what the weight is on it. Proficient 6.3. That's in the ballpark. Serrata FB32. That's a cool blade. I've kind of missed that one. 440C. Ooh. I don't want 440C. Sorry, I can't get turned on to that. I reviewed that. FB33 Bradley Bowie. Good knife. Bill Moran. I think I reviewed that one. Is the upswept version of it. Sheet foot, Nuff clip. Those are kind of cool. Sheet foot, leaf shape, clip point is what I meant to say. The Puco FB28 Scandi design there. That's a cool knife. A lot of guys love the finished designs. Temperance too. I reviewed that. Still an expensive knife. Boy, they changed that sheath on there, didn't they? Check that out. Traditional leather. The one I have is Kydex. I rallied to have them bring this knife back, the Fred Perrin, and man, it's back. The FB04 is what they call it, the Street Bowie. This is, by the way, one of the all-time best fixed blade designs ever produced by man on Earth. Whoa, that is a bold, bold statement. People on other planets are going to take offense to that. No, dude, seriously, it is. It is an amazing blade. Super secure. I mean, it just locks in hand. Perfect jimping. It weighs nothing. Let's see, Street Bowie, 5.2. 5.2. I think it's even lighter than that because I may be looking at the wrong one. Black blade, they're saying 6.4. It weighs nothing. And here's a shorter one, the Street Beat. That's the lightweight version. That's the regular one. But all these knives are great. I like the longer blade right here on the Street Bowie. I always call it the Fred Perrin, like I said, and it's a perfect camp knife. It's just perfect. VG10 steel is what these are wearing still. I wouldn't mind to see something like ZDP 189 down the road. Pygmy Warrior. Oh, I didn't review the Pygmy, but I did the Warrior blade by Spyderco years ago. We have since pushed that out the door. We bought it, reviewed it, checked it out, sold it. Reverse Ronin 2. Okay. Cook blades. Okay. I mean, I could go through these, but man, people just stop watching. No one's interested in the Cook blades, so that's just the way it is. And then we get into the Bird series. I'm kind of less enamored with the Bird series just because aesthetically. I just, you know, it has a bird's eye. I'd rather just spend extra money and buy a regular Spyderco. Even though they're basically the same knives. They're wearing the same steel, ACR 13 MOV. This is, for all intents and purposes, an Endura. Different handle shape, different hole shape. Basically the different steel's the story. Here they even have a freaking titanium one. Cara 2. These are great knives. They're great knives. For me, I'd rather spend extra money and get a full-fledged Spidey. I wonder how these are selling, by the way. Who knows? The Metal Lark, great knife. All these are excellent. Yeah, except the stainless steel ones. I would not do that. That's a good looking blade right there. That would be a great gift knife. So if you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, get a Metal Lark in titanium. Cara 2 in titanium. You're set, dude. Guy would start crying. He'd be so happy. Robin 2. So cool. Crow 2. Man, they've done a really, really good job. We're at the end. They've done a really good job for 2015. That was a lot of work, a lot of new steels, a lot of new designs from a major knife company. It's the best effort I've seen in a long time. But remember what I said, whether you're talking about knife companies, flashlight companies, gun companies, whatever companies, they are in the business to make money. And the way they do that is by producing things that people want to buy. If you can make that consumer emotional over the purchase, I will say emotionally motivated, you're going to make a lot of money. And I suspect Spyderco is very successful in doing just that. They have smart designs, great materials, their fit and finish is superb. They continue to impress us, and as such, they create fans all over the world. Catalog review by Nut and Fancy. Thanks for watching The Knife Show.